The average car owner throws away $1,200 a year on repairs that a $6 can could have prevented. That can is sitting in 62% of American garages right now, and almost nobody is using it correctly. WD-40 has over 2,000 documented uses. Mechanics know at least 10 of them they will never tell you about. Because the moment you know these, you stop calling them for the small stuff. Today, that changes. Stay until number 1. It could save you hundreds of dollars before the end of the month. Number 10. Unsticking frozen car locks in winter. Picture this. It's 6 a.m., 12 degrees Fahrenheit outside, you're already late, and your car door lock is frozen solid. You're standing in the driveway jamming your key in like it owes you money. Nothing moves. Most people reach for hot water, which can crack your door seal. Or they just wait. Neither works, and one of them makes things worse. Here's what actually fixes it. Spray a short burst of WD-40 directly into the lock cylinder before winter hits. WD-40 displaces moisture. That's literally what the WD stands for, water displacement. A single pre-treatment in October keeps that lock working at -20 degrees Fahrenheit. But here's what the manual won't tell you. WD-40 also works on the rubber door seals. A thin coat prevents them from freezing to the frame overnight, so you're not ripping your seal every time you yank the door open in January. And that's only the beginning. Number 9 is something you do every single week without realizing you're damaging your car. Number 9. Protecting battery terminals from corrosion. You've seen it before. That white, powdery crust building up on a car battery like something out of a science lab. Most drivers ignore it until the car won't start. Then it's a $200 tow and a $150 battery replacement. Sometimes both. The average driver has no idea that corrosion on battery terminals increases electrical resistance, and that resistance quietly kills your battery months early. The fix takes 30 seconds. Disconnect the terminals, clean off any existing buildup with a wire brush, then spray a light coat of WD-40 on each terminal post before reconnecting. WD-40 creates a moisture barrier that slows oxidation dramatically. And that's not even the best part. If you do this every 6 months, studies show battery terminal life can extend by up to 2 years. That's 2 extra years on a part that costs $100 to $200 to replace. Number 8 is one most mechanics won't even mention, because it saves you a trip to the body shop. Number 8. Removing stuck-on price stickers and decals. You bought a used car. The previous owner loved bumper stickers. Now you've got a faded "My other car is a broom" plastered across your rear bumper, and you've been picking at it with your fingernail for 20 minutes. What most people do, they scrape, scratch, and sometimes take the paint with it. Body shops charge $50 to $150 just to remove decals cleanly. Spray WD-40 generously over the sticker or decal and let it soak for 2 minutes. The formula breaks down the adhesive bond at a molecular level. Then peel from an edge. It comes off in one clean sheet. Follow up with a wipe of glass cleaner and the surface looks factory fresh. Here's what mechanics know that you don't. This works on tar spots, tree sap, and bird dropping stains that have baked into your clear coat. Those are things that, left untreated, start eating through your paint within weeks. Stay with me. Number 7 is about a noise that drives people insane and costs nothing to fix. Number 7. Silencing squeaky hinges and rattling trim. Your car makes a noise every single time. You open the door, adjust the seat, or hit a bump. You've learned to live with it. The dealer quoted you $80 to diagnose it. What most people don't realize is that 80% of interior rattles and squeaks are caused by dry metal-on-metal or plastic-on-metal contact, and they're completely fixable at home. A targeted spray of WD-40 on door hinges, hood hinges, and trunk hinges eliminates the squeak instantly. For trim rattles, spray a small amount on a cloth and wipe along the edges where plastic meets metal. Don't spray directly onto fabric or carpet. What the shop won't tell you, do this every spring and fall as part of a seasonal maintenance pass. takes 10 minutes, costs almost nothing, and you'll never pay a noise diagnosis fee again. Number 6 surprises almost everyone. It involves your headlights. Number 6. Restoring foggy, yellowed headlights. You've seen those cars driving around with headlights that look like someone smeared petroleum jelly on them. Maybe that car is yours. Foggy headlights don't just look bad, they reduce visibility by up to 80%, which is a real safety issue, not a cosmetic one. Headlight restoration kits cost $20 to $40. A professional polish runs $75 to $150 per headlight. Spray WD-40 directly onto the foggy headlight lens and buff in a circular motion with a clean microfiber cloth. The solvent properties cut through the UV oxidized outer layer of the polycarbonate plastic, restoring clarity. Repeat twice for heavily yellowed lenses. Here's the twist most tutorials skip. After restoring clarity, apply a thin coat of WD-40 and let it sit. This temporarily seals the surface against further UV damage, buying you weeks to months before it fogs again. Number 5 is about something sitting under your car right now, quietly rusting away. Number 5. Protecting the undercarriage from road salt and rust. In winter states, cities dump millions of tons of road salt every year. That salt gets kicked up into your wheel wells and undercarriage and starts attacking bare metal within hours of contact. Rust repair on undercarriage panels runs $500 to $2,000 depending on how far it's gone. Most drivers never look under their car. Even fewer do anything to protect it until the damage is already visible. And by then, it's too late. Before winter, spray WD-40 liberally across exposed metal on your undercarriage. Focus on the subframe, suspension components, and inside the wheel arches. It won't replace a professional rust-proofing treatment, but as a seasonal supplement, it creates a water-repellent film that dramatically slows salt corrosion. And here's what most people miss. WD-40 also loosens already rusted bolts on your undercarriage, so when it's time for brake jobs or suspension work, your mechanic isn't spending $100 of labor wrestling with seized hardware. That savings goes straight back in your pocket. Number 4 is a use almost nobody considers, until they need it desperately. Number 4. Freeing stuck brake calipers and slide pins. Your car is pulling to one side. The brake pedal feels soft. One wheel is running hotter than the others. These are signs of a stuck brake caliper. And if you ignore them, you're looking at $300 to $800 per axle to fix it. What most drivers don't know is that caliper slide pins are one of the most common failure points in a brake system. They're supposed to be lubricated, but over time they corrode and seize, causing the caliper to drag, wearing your brake pads unevenly and dangerously fast. Remove the slide pins, spray them down with WD-40 to break the corrosion, then clean them thoroughly before applying the proper high-temp brake lubricant. WD-40 is the penetrating step. It does the job that lets proper lubrication work. Note: WD-40 itself is not a long-term brake lubricant. Use it to free and clean, then finish with the correct product. Skipping that distinction is what gets people in trouble. Number 3 is one that could save your life in a roadside emergency. Number 3. Loosening seized lug nuts when you're stranded. Flat tire, side of the highway. You've got the spare, you've got the jack. You do not have the upper body strength to break loose a lug nut that's been on there for 4 years and was torqued down by an impact gun. Every year, thousands of drivers are stranded for hours because they physically cannot remove their own wheels. A roadside assist call averages $75 to $150, and that's if you're lucky and they show up within an hour. A small can of WD-40 in your trunk changes that equation completely. Spray each lug nut and let it penetrate for 60 to 90 seconds. The formula wicks into the threads and breaks the corrosion and oxidation that's creating that death grip. Then apply the lug wrench. The difference is immediate. What the roadside assistance companies definitely don't want you to know. This also works on the spare tire mount if the spare itself has been rusting in place. A seized spare is just as bad as a seized lug nut. Keep a $6 travel-size can in your spare tire kit. It takes up the space of a pen. Number 2 is about something that happens every time it rains and costs people thousands. They never connect back to the real cause. Number 2, waterproofing electrical connections and preventing shorts. Your check engine light comes on after heavy rain. Your power windows start acting up every winter. Your exterior lights flicker when it's humid. These are not random. They are moisture in your electrical connectors, and they are eating your car alive. Auto electrical repairs are among the most expensive and most misdiagnosed jobs in the industry. Labor alone runs $100 to $150 per hour, and chasing an electrical ghost can take 3 to 5 hours. That's $300 to $750 for a problem caused by a corroded connector the size of your thumb. Disconnect accessible electrical connectors, spark plug connectors, sensor connectors, fuse box connections, and spray a light coat of WD-40 before reconnecting. It displaces existing moisture and creates a barrier that slows future ingress. Here's what changes everything. Do this on your exterior light housings, battery connectors, and trailer hitch wiring every spring. Boats, trailers, and cars with high mileage are especially vulnerable. One 30-minute preventive session a year eliminates an entire category of mysterious electrical failures. Number 1 is the trick that professional detailers and mechanics guard most jealously, because once you know it, you'll never pay for this service again. Number 1. Removing scratches and scuff marks from your paint. A shopping cart clips your door in a parking lot. A bush scrapes your bumper on a tight turn. Your kid leans a bike against the quarter panel. You've got a scuff. Not a deep scratch, a surface scuff in the clear coat layer. The body shop quotes you $150 to $400 to buff and repaint a panel. Detail shops charge $50 to $100 just for a scratch assessment. Here's what actually works. Apply a small amount of WD-40 directly to the scuffed area and rub gently with a clean microfiber cloth in a circular motion. WD-40's lubricating solvents fill in and temporarily smooth the micro-abrasions in the clear coat, making the scuff disappear or reduce significantly in under 2 minutes. This works because most scratches on modern cars haven't cut through the clear coat. They've only disrupted the surface layer. WD-40 doesn't repair the damage. It optically masks it by filling those micro grooves and restoring light refraction. It won't fix a deep-keyed scratch, but for the 90% of minor scuffs that plague every car over 50,000 miles, you just saved yourself a shop visit, an insurance claim, and a deductible with a product you already own.